Similarly, for moral theories, we need to consider the criteria of adequacy. That is, what are the criteria that we use in deciding which theories are stronger or weaker than others? Now, in the book, Vaughan proposes that there are three criteria for deciding the adequacy of moral theories. Remember, we have an analogy that's being made. We have criteria of adequacy for scientific theories. There were two we talked about: fruitfulness, conservatism. But now we need criteria that are going to, against which we are going to judge various moral theories. Criteria number one that's proposed is consistency with our considered moral judgments. Now, it's not quite obvious what that means. I mean, consistency we understand that it cannot conflict with, but with what are our considered moral judgments as opposed to our bad moral judgments, our correct moral judgments? But we're going to have to look at that further. Second criteria that he proposes is consistency with the facts of moral life. And we're going to have to figure out what are the facts that are being referred to here as the facts of moral life. And it's a little bit of an odd expression, because when you think about morality, people sometimes talk about a contrast between facts and value. So are there facts about values, about what goes on in moral life? And finally, the third criteria that he proposes is resourcefulness in moral problem solving. That is, is it is a theory a resourceful way to help solving a moral problem? Now, how would it be resourceful? How wouldn't it? Obviously, just from hearing the titles, so to speak, of these criteria, they're not going to help us. So let's spend a little time now just going through criteria by criteria, getting a better understanding of what they are. And finally, we'll go through a couple of examples to see how you would apply these criteria.